This could be fun. Welcome back to the Team 12 Seattle Seahawks podcast. I'm your host, Team 12s, and today we're going to be talking about where the Seahawks stand in the NFC West and how I see the other teams in the division. So, to start it off, let's talk about the team that I'm least scared of or would most want to face out of all the teams is the Cardinals. If they flop, then I'm really excited to face them because, well, I don't know, because they just signed James Conner and he's not a good running back at all. Their offensive line is still, they got Rodney Hudson. Other than that, it's still kind of bad. Kyler Murray, he's shown to have some character issues when it comes to losing. Like Aaron Rodgers, he'll kind of just give up and mope. They don't have an actual number 2 wide receiver next to D-Hop. And they don't have a good tight end, I don't think at all. Do they maybe have 2 backup tight ends that nobody's heard of on their roster. They may have signed someone. There's been a lot going on in free agency this year. Card just pulling up. So their defense is what I'm most scared of, with J.J. Watt and Chris Jones, along with there's not really a ton of people that are really scary on that team. It's really just Chris Jones, maybe, and J.J. Watt. Those are the only 2 people I'm really scared of, and Budda Baker, but it's just 3 really good players on your defense. The rest of the defense is mediocre. So, I think we'll maybe sweep them this next coming season because I'm really optimistic on our team. If the 49ers draft Mac Jones with the number 1 pick, I am most excited to face them because they don't have a good cornerback. They lost, I'm so close to remembering his name, the guy that we signed that played for them. He was their sack leader last year. Yes, they do get Nick Bosa back, but it's just Nick Bosa. Who's that? Nick Bosa and Javon Kinlaw that they drafted last year. Just those 2 guys on the defensive line and their middle linebacker. And who else do they have? They have a solid safety. Don't really have a good corner. They have Jason Verrett, but he gets injured all the time. It's their defense looks like it could be pretty mediocre next year, or just league average. And then their offense, they don't really have any wide receiver. They don't have a true number 1 wide receiver. They have Deebo Samuel, who's in my opinion a really good number 2. They have I forgot his name, Brandon Ayuk. They drafted him last year. I think he could be really good, but I think he's a low-end wide receiver 1 and a high-end wide receiver 2. So their wide receiver core is pretty mediocre still. And their offensive line, that's pretty good. Their running backs situation, they might need to sign one more guy. I think it's just Raheem Mostert and one other guy. So you might want to sign someone there. They re-signed Juszczyk. It's a lot of money to be paying a fullback, but I think you will be worth it for them. And then the Rams. Yes, they got rid of the goof. They traded 2 first-round picks to get rid of him, basically, and they got Matt Stafford back. Their offensive line, they lost their center to the Chiefs. Whitworth, the guy on their left tackle, he's not getting any younger, and he just came off a major injury from last season. I don't think the rest of their offensive line is any good either. They lost Michael Brockers, who's been a great 3-tech for them in the past and really terrorized us. Aaron Darnold, 1 year older. You have Jalen Ramsey, who's on that big contract now. You lost your strong safety, John Johnson, to the Browns, who's really good. Who's a really, really good player. They lost their number 2 corner. They lost a lot of talent on that defense and a lot of talent on that offense. Plus, Matt Stafford also has some injury risk, so they could potentially flop. And then you got the Seahawks. Wilson is kind of up for an injury, but he's battled through a couple in the past. So there's that. The offensive line is a lot better. We got Gabe Jackson. We have Brandon Shell still. We have Dwayne Brown. He's not getting any younger, but he's still going to be really good. There's Damian Lewis, right guard. He was just a rookie last year, near Pro Bowl level, so he's obviously really good. We re-signed Ethan Posick, and we could draft another center in the draft to for competition and to make them both better. So I don't really see nothing wrong there. I don't see a weakness on our offensive line. Maybe right tackle, maybe center, and you got DK, you got Lockett. You just need one more number 3, and then you're good there. You re-signed Carson. You're just signing him on. You can cut him next year, and this year you're getting him for $2.5 million. That's dirt cheap. I thought we were gonna have to sign him for around like $6-8 million to pay him this year, but no, just dirt cheap. And our defense, we still need to extend Jamal Adams, but that's okay. Our cornerback group, solid. Might need one more corner, like a Richard Sherman, and draft maybe 1 or 2 corners in the draft. We good there. Linebackers, you got Bobby Wagner. I think we'll either cut him or he'll retire after this season, and Jordan Brooks can take his place. But for now, Jordan Brooks can take KJ Wright's role, since we drafted him in the first round, and KJ's most likely gone since he wants big money, even though majority NFL knows what he's worth. He's an old linebacker that he's old. He's not worth a ton of money anymore, even though he just came off arguably his best season that he's ever had. But if we do re-sign him, I want it to be really cheap, like $6 million. I don't want it to be anywhere near Bobby Wagner money at all. I don't think he's worth anywhere near that at all. I think that would be a big mistake if we did that. I will miss KJ though. He was a great guy. He could sniff out the running back passes easy whenever like Tom Brady would throw to his running back, that type of play. He could sniff that out and you get lit up. And then our defensive line, we have Dunlap, we have Al Woods, we have Poona Ford, we have Benson Mayowa, we have the guy that we got from the 49ers who had 8.5 sacks last year. And at the time of recording this, we are in talks with Aldon Smith for a potential signing. So that's some big news. I see Aldon Smith as a low-end pass rusher 1 for us. And last year he was really good. So if we do sign him, then we have a guy that got 8.5 sacks last year. We have Dunlap with 1 more year in our scheme. And then we have Aldon Smith and Benson Mayowa. Really, it's just and then we have LJ Collier, who could be sliding into D tackle for 3-tech. So it doesn't matter how good your corners are when you get to the quarterback in like 2 seconds and you light them up. The only time you need some good corners and pass rushers to get there in 2 seconds is when you're facing Tom Brady. And even then, our cornerbacks this year could gain more chemistry. We still have Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams. So I see our defense potentially having upside of being the number 1 defense in the NFL, and at worst I see us being somewhere in like the top 10. So take a little pressure off Russell Wilson. We go from a 1980s offense and we go to a 2021 offense that also takes pressure off Wilson and schemes wide receivers open for him. So I see us at our peak potentially going 14-2 and getting the number 1 seed. At worst, I see our offensive coordinator not working out and Wilson not working out, and then our team flops and we go 10-6. Then we trade Russell away, and then we rebuild. So, in my opinion, there's no downside to this season. Either we get places, we get to the NFC Championship, and we go to the Super Bowl and we win or lose. and then we keep Wilson, or we flop and we just get to the divisional round and we just trade Wilson and rebuild. Because we're in my opinion, there's like the Jets who are in mediocrity poverty, and then there's the Bengals who are in mediocrity poverty, but then there's the Seahawks who are in consistent winner poverty, where you host a consistent winner, but you never get places and you can't compete with those top teams. So we're making moves this season to compete with those top teams, and if it works out, I think we have a really good chance to win the Super Bowl and beat Brady and get there and potentially beat Mahomes or Josh Allen. So tell me what you think of the video. I haven't made one in a couple days, but it's okay. Getting back into it a little more. And please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll have my Discord link in my description. So that's about it, and have a good rest of your day.